All right, gonna be doing try to hack me. I don't know if you can see it. It's gonna be administrator, and it does give you already the low-level username, Olivia, and Olivia's password. This one. So this is the box that I'm gonna be utilizing to showcase the ACEVision tool. So one of the first things that I like to do is I do like to copy the IP of the machine, and I am going to create a simple variable called target, and this is just to make things easier. And then if you can echo the target, that's the IP, so you don't have to remember the IP. The next thing I want to do is I want to create another variable called user, called Olivia, and the password. Perfect. Let me just ping the machine once to make sure that I am that there is a communication between the target and my attacking machine, and there is, even though it might be a kind of the average max time, it might be quite a little behind, but it's all good. So now, given that I've already have a username and a password, to use ACEVision, you do not need to have any some sort of special privileges in Active Directory, although the user needs to be an AD user. So if the user happens to be like a internal application user such as MySQL, then if you think about it, that's not going to have any ACL rights in the domain controller. So that is gonna kind of be the only thing that it's a must, that your user it's a user in the Active Directory, and you can definitely check that by using curve root. Username, you can replace the users with your user and the target and the domain. And curve root, what it's gonna do is gonna check against the KDC, and it's just gonna ask, hey, is Olivia a valid user in Active Directory? And it's gonna tell you yes or no. But that's out of the scope for this video. So the first thing I want to show you is how to get the necessary things you need to run the tool, which is going to be your SID. Now, SIDs are going to be very important, very relevant when it comes to ACEVision. What ACEVision does, it focuses on the Active Directory user's SID, which is, as you may know, it's going to be the domain SID, which is this string. And then wherever user read, the last 4 numbers are going to be the read. So you're going to put the entire SID plus the specific user you want to target. And one of the simple things to use a tool, it's going to be in packet lookup zip to find your current user SID. So in this scenario, I'm going to replace this with my with the variables that I have already set the password, and then set the user. And I believe I haven't set the domain yet, so I'm going to run this and stop it, and I am going to set up everything again. Let me get the host so I can show my IP address with the domain, fully qualified domain name. Currently this is my IP, so I need to update this IP. So let's do that really fast. what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna delete this IP number and I'm gonna replace it with the current IP. Perfect. And now it should be that one. Domain is gonna be, domain should be here, which is that. Perfect. So now let's run the in-packet tool. With the variable domain, user, and password in the target. And here is going to be your domain SID. And now it's going to kind of brute force or recursively look for the users in the domain controller, and it's going to give you its read numbers. So what you want to do next is you want to create another variable. You can call it Olivia SID, and equals to, you want to copy the domain SID, and then you want to specify the user that you have credentials for, which is Olivia, and she's 1108. Perfect. And just to make sure, you can echo Olivia, and this is Olivia SID. Now, this is the that's how you would specify different users. You can always make a copy of not a copy. I'm sorry. You can always save all the users, the domain users read, and you can use the tool and run all the users that you may have. And the good thing about that is you do not need to know the password for all those users. Simply by knowing one password and that user's password, and he or she is in the domain controller, then that's enough for you to query the entire domain controller. So now let's go back to the basic commands. So this command is going to be a broad command. This is going to be sort of you harvesting the entire domain controller, which is going to be a lot of noise, sort of like using BloodHound. But if we want to focus, we can focus on a specific SIDs, and you're just going to pass the flag filter by SID and followed by your SID number, or in this case, your variable SID. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. And one more thing I have to clarify, this is going to be using NTLM authentication method. Most of the new machines that are in HackTheBox or even in Try to Hack Me, they're going to require for you to use Kerberos out. So I do have, if you go over here a little bit, this tool does handles Kerberos authentication as well. That's going to be more on the here somewhere. I forgot where I put it, to be honest. Kerberos authentication, here we go. So I'll give you everything, how to find how to do everything using Kerberos authentication. I'll leave all the examples. You have to export the KRVG, export it to your current working directory, and then you can just use that cache. And that's how you're going to utilize the Kerberos authentication. In this machine, administrator, you do not need to provide Kerberos out. You simply use basic NTLM authentication. So let's do that. So I do have the tool, since it's a Python tool. If all this project, it's made with, it calls three different helpers, if you may. Starting cases. Here under the source, I'm going to leave you all the Python scripts, the authentication, the main, and all this, so you can skim through the code. And if you need to make the code a little better, feel free to copy the code and adjust it as you may. It does query a lot through LDAP or global LDAPs, if you are interested in how I did that. So it's pretty much authentication through Kerberos and using LDAP queries. that is the reason why I was able to filter by SID and just import or focus on filtering by the read numbers. And that way I can keep it stealthy as possible and just filter out for the SID. So again, the project itself is made in Python, the latest Python version. So I do have created an environment. I have it in here on my Cherry 3 notes. Let me see. Here it is. Where are you? That's not it. So here's my source. This is what my bench. All the this is the tool that I have in my computer, so I can update the code. And this is what it's in public. So this is what the ACEVision tool that if you clone it, this is what you want to get. But I do have two working directories for it. One is again is so I can make changes, and another one is what the people who cloned the tool, what they're gonna be using. So I'm gonna start the environment. So now the tool is able to run, and that way you can also isolate Python libraries and all those helpers in to keep it consolidated into one environment without touching all the entire Kali Linux and messing up with the libraries from more Python tools that I might have. So with that said, now I can go back to the project itself, and I'm gonna utilize where was it? This one, filter by SID. I'm gonna utilize that one. So now the thing here that you have to just delete this and put the IP address of your current machine, and put the read number that you're focusing on, and you can run the tool. So let me go back up. I'm gonna delete this. Here I'm gonna specify the variable Olivia SID, and then the target, I have also saved a variable called target domain target domain variable that I already have. Password, I already saved a variable as well. Domain and the user is that. Perfect. So now we're just running the tool with keeping in mind that we are just focusing on Olivia's SID instead of querying for the entire BloodHound harvest the entire domain controller just to find one ACL permission, which is targeting one user to discover if the user may or may not have any access control list rights. And in this case, we the tool gives us something important, that the object type is a user. We already knew that Olivia is a user, so it gives you the object type user Olivia. The trigger writes GenericAll, and it's against or to Michael Williams. So it also gives you this little potential path that you can take us on consideration. You can reset passwords. You can do shadow credentials, SPN. You can request SPN, SIFs, or WSMan if you want to utilize WinRM. But it does give you here the why. The generic already provides full control over the object. In this case, meaning that the user Olivia has full control over Michael Williams. And this is I was let me see if I can pull. I haven't done this machine, or I haven't done Administrator on Hack the Box, but I did Google, and I did found a walkthrough that I saw that BloodHound revealed the same actually I can just show you so you can see. Let's see, Administrator Hack the Box. Let's choose this first walkthrough and see. He's collecting data. He used, the first thing is to collect data using BloodHound. And then you have to collect that and fire up the Docker, and then you can see the analysis here. I don't know if you can see that, but it says that let me move that window out. Perfect. So it says that Olivia has in fact GenericAll over Michael, which is what the ACE advisor told us. And that's just to prove the concept that the tool works very fast and it does not harvest the entire domain controller. Also, I have left some comparisons, if you may, so you can compare BloodHound versus ACEVision, and I have left some little bit of information you can go by and kind of see for yourself. But this is just a small video so you can see how to utilize the tool. If you have any questions, do let me know, and I'll try to answer those questions as soon as possible. I appreciate it.